Well, it is Friday. It is story time. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. This is the Real Estate 401k show where every Friday we just share stories of our interactions with our clients and our listeners and how we're helping them build wealth in real estate. And so, Justin, I'll start with you. What's your story, man?
All right. Well, my story is a good one. You know how we start off with soft credit checks to begin the process, and we do that for protection purposes. And so we had an individual.
Why don't you just clarify for our listeners the difference between a soft pull and a hard pull?
So a soft credit check is not going to show up as an inquiry on your credit report. It doesn't have any impact on your score, but it lays out everything for us that we need to issue a pre-qualification. However, a hard inquiry is what's required for the investor in order to actually submit a loan for approval. So we have to have that hard inquiry. So we had this individual, we pre-qualified them. They were in process of looking for a home for about 3 months. We get the contract, wonderful. We pull the hard inquiry, and the guy didn't make his car payment. Dropped his credit score 80 points, and he said he wanted to have money to buy appliances for the house. So he didn't pay his car payment, and the loan is done.
I've been there, man.
So the reason why I'm bringing this story up, I know it's just really depressing, but I feel like it's just necessary. To us, this is kind of like a common sense kind of thing. You know, you need to make those payments. But I'm telling you guys this just because you need to know. You don't want to buy any cars. If you're going to buy a car, buy a vehicle after you purchase a home. We consider debt to income ratios in our factors on what you can actually afford. That car payment plays a big role in debt to income ratios. When you're buying a car, they don't look at debt to income ratios. They look at the percentage of your paychecks. They look at your overall annual income. So save that for after you buy a home. Other things that you need to know on do's and do nots, major pieces: don't quit your job unless you're talking to the lender first. Don't even put in your notice that you're leaving and you're going to leave after the fact that you close, because we do what's called a verbal verification of employment at the end and verify that the likelihood of your job continuing is there. Because we got to make sure that you can afford the payments. Mm-hmm. And so if you put your 2 weeks in, your job's not going to be continuing. They tell us that you've put in your notice. So those are four major pieces that you need to know there. But that's the reason why I'm telling that story. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but Ryan, it's important.
That wasn't very much fun. So why don't you lighten the mood a little bit?
Lighten it up. All right. Well, if you've been around me for any length of time, you'll know that I have a lot of experience dealing with banks. Most notably REO or short sales or foreclosures. You're going to hear all kinds of different terms that go along with that. And so I have a lot of experience negotiating with banks. We have these folks. They needed to sell. They don't want to sell, but they are in a position where they need to sell, and they're in an upside down position because they brought in a solar loan and they just had very little down up front, and they didn't really negotiate too hard when it came to doing the upfront acquisition. I wasn't there to help them when they bought the place. I met them after they had bought the place. And so for the past few months now, I've been negotiating with the bank on short selling their house. And yesterday we got the nod that they have approved the short sale. When at first they declined it, and so had some fun conversations with the account executives over there in the loss mitigation department. And so yesterday they said that they are going to approve it. They have not given me their final number yet, so I'll keep you guys updated on
Sweet.
that. But yeah, so it's a pretty good day. So getting over one big hump.
All right. Well, if you need assistance with your real estate needs and you want to be part of our storyline, go ahead and text the word story to 623 AZ RECON. That's story to 623 AZ RECON. And if you're part of our stories and you're local, we got a fourth microphone.
Yeah,
we'd love to bring you in.
Yeah.
That'd be we got to start doing that.
That would be cool.
Brent, if you're listening, dude, let's go.
Oh, dude.
Get on in. here.
Let's
do
go.
great.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him about his business.
Yeah, well, he's coming, and
His business is
we're playing
cool.
golf with him in a couple weeks.
I know that. That'll be fun.
So I spoke to him the other day. But anyway, so my story. So my wife and I have a mutual professional friend, a guy that she met years ago that they've done a lot together in business, and I've gotten to know him over the years, and so we just had breakfast and this morning, and I was just chatting with him. I'm like, dude, this is. I know you know a lot of people. He works with a lot of large size businesses and companies and tech and things like that. And I know you know a lot of people, and I know you probably know a lot of real estate people. But let me tell you what we do, and let me tell you what differentiates us in going into the real estate wealth management and our approach on trying to talk people out of listing their homes and so forth. And he goes, timing couldn't be any better. I'm working with this company. They're relocating out here, and 6 of their top executives are relocating. And let me give them your information.
Sweet.
And I'm like, don't give my information. Let's just do an introduction text. And I'm like, that's just badass, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people understand what we do. Not only do they want to talk to us, but they want their people to talk to us, because we always say nobody wants to talk to a realtor, but everybody wants to talk about real estate. Everybody wants to talk about, real estate wealth building principles, and our real estate 401k program. I think, because he was even asking about that. He goes, so you guys are selling, 401k products? I'm like, no, we are leveraging other people's money via rent to buy down your loan principal, and that's how you build a real estate 401k. So it was pretty cool. So,
Sweet.
So again, if you want to be part of our storyboard, go ahead and text the word story to 623 AZ RECON. That's story to 623 AZ RECON. All right, it is the middle of March. I don't know when it's technically spring, but to me, middle of March is spring, leading up to warmer weather. And so it is Friday. Justin, people are coming into town. Going to hang out with us. What is your topic for this Friday?
I'm saying best lake to visit in Arizona. And you might be thinking Arizona desert. How many lakes can there possibly be out in Arizona? And there's quite a bit of lakes. So
We got some.
Can we include golf courses? Because we got thousands of those, pal.
Sure. If you got a favorite lake in a golf course, you can definitely name it.
I
Mike.
got
That
some
would be
lakes on
hilarious.
golf courses I hate.
Okay. Yeah. Well, your ball is a magnet. So favorite lake. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think for mine, I'm not earlier when I was down 30 pounds, I was more of a lake guy. It's hard for me to get up on skis and things like that these days. But I just have a lot of memories because when I first moved out here, I had some friends with boats and so forth, and it just wasn't uncommon on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock, let's go out to Canyon Lake. Mm-hmm. And I love it's isolated, but not isolated enough. You don't see a lot of the people who are just visiting Arizona and as tourists hitting Canyon Lake.
Sure.
But I would say it's one of my favorites. Just it's got a lot of fond memories. I'm already thinking. I got mememories.
Flowing in right now.
Flowing in right now of old friends and things like that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna preface it with I think that there's prettier lakes than the one that I'm gonna choose, but I'm going the Frederick path, because it's the most convenient, and that is Lake Pleasant.
Which one requires the least amount of driving?
Yeah, like I know that if I drink too much, I can call up Christine or one of my buddies, hey,
Or even an Uber.
come pick me up. Yeah, or an Uber. Yeah.
Or hit Dylan's and continue the
crawl
day.
home.
That's probably one of my most favorite parts. You go out there early in the morning, you cruise around, you might hit Party Cove, you might go fishing, whatever it is you're deciding to do. I mean, it's always about 30 degrees cooler during the summer, so it doesn't really matter how hot it is, because it's going to be nice. Oh, you're a little too warm right now? Jump in the water. You're good, So I'd say Lake Pleasant is my favorite, and I've had a ton of good experiences, and and memories there. And believe it or not, the fishing isn't bad.
I've never tried to fish there.
So they have stripers there. And what you do is you go net the shad over in the shallows, like there's a bunch of different shallows areas, and they throw out those nets,
those cast nets.
Yeah, and then pull in a couple hundred of those shad and throw them in your live well, and then you go over towards the dam, and you drop down one of those red lights at the bottom of the dam, and the fish just flock to it, and you just kick their ass.
Oh yeah,
all day long, dude. It's so much fun.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and then of course Dylan's. They have live music and
good
food, cold beer.
Yep.
It's what else do you want?
Right? Well, I think the Frederick team should buy a boat, and then Justin can take us out fishing.
A pontoon boat.
Yeah, party boat.
Yeah,
party boat. All right. Well, mine is Woods Canyon Lake.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like to fish, and I don't get to do it very often, but I've had a lot of really good memories at Woods Canyon. Just a really cool environment, and it's in the summertime it's a real cool escape from the heat. Good trout fishing there, and just a small little lake, but they always keep it pretty stocked, so can pull in some good trout, and I love to eat some fresh trout too.
Yeah.
So Woods Canyon, it's just right up on the rim, just outside of Payson. Really enjoy that place.
Well, what's nice about Woods Canyon is also especially for people, coming from other states just to check out Arizona, whatever the case is, it's got great camping options.
Yes.
Like setting up a tent camping with
got a
full
general
services.
store.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah, good setup there.
All right, well, there you have it. We'd love for you to be part of our story. If you like more strategies in building wealth in real estate, go ahead and text the word story to 623 AZ RECON. That's story to 623 AZ RECON.